Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn medicine, today aneurysm, and after we're done with it, we're gonna do stretching. And if you participate in the stretching, then it's at your own risk. We're talking about the blood system and internal anatomy and diseases. And this is no medical advice, we're just reading about it, and that is part 4, I think, of aneurysm. Now, aneurysm, a local swelling of an artery, like a blowout of an inner tube, which can develop if the artery is diseased or weakened. Okay, diseased or weakened, these are the points which we want to name. Diseased and weakened, especially when the blood pressure is high, and high blood pressure also. The artery most commonly affected is the aorta, but small congenital aneurysms can occur in otherwise healthy arteries supplying the brain. Maybe you want to mention it. But aneurysms are a big medical phenomenon, so I'm not sure if it's very important that we name it, but maybe. Rupture is the most serious risk of an aneurysm. Okay, sometimes a rupture is incomplete and between the inner and outer layer of the arterial wall. Okay, we're gonna go to the overview later, but it should fit with what we tell them. Symptoms. Many aneurysms have no symptoms, especially those in the abdomen, and are found only by chance on routine examination or an X-ray. Okay, we're gonna say many are symptomless, and then we're gonna say maybe those which develop in the chest are more likely to press on surrounding tissue and to interfere with the proper function of the heart, causing chest pain and shortness of breath. I was stalking for a moment in the last part when I read that an aneurysm in the aorta or in the chest can cause chest pain, but it is very writing because it can interfere with the function of the heart. An aneurysm at the aorta can interfere with the function of the heart, and that can cause the chest pain. It's not the aneurysm itself, but the interference with the heart function. And shortness of breath. Okay, there we have the symptoms. Many are symptomless and are just found by chance for an X-ray examination. Others can cause because they can interfere with the function of the heart, chest pain, or shortness of breath. Causes. The most common cause is apheroma, that is degenerative change of the walls of the artery. We're going to mention there for a little moment what apheroma is and the 3-4 things how to prevent it. Apheroma, degeneration of the walls of the arteries. The condition is known as atherosclerosis or arteriosclerosis. Fatty deposits develop on the artery walls, which when hardened, producing a condition known as sclerosis. The deposits enlarge into plaques, which together with the sclerosis lead to narrowing of the artery. Apheroma begins in early adult life and increases with age. It affects almost everybody in the West to some degree, and the thrombosis, its chief complication, it is the main cause of heart disease and strokes. Apheroma causes no symptoms until it reaches the stage when the narrowing of an artery interferes with the circulation of the blood, when any of the following symptoms may occur depending on the part of the body that is affected. Okay, apheroma. Apheroma is degeneration of the walls of the arteries. Fatty deposits are developing at the artery walls, and they harden then. The fatty deposits or the walls? I guess the walls. And we're going to stop just with fatty deposits develop or settling, whatever what is. Maybe we'll come to know in a couple of minutes. They're developing the fatty deposits. And to get it away, they're saying stop to smoke, or don't even start it, to exercise regularly, avoid overeating, and keep it a good diet. Okay, stopping to smoke, exercise, do fitness, and don't overeat. It can be also through syphilis. Maybe you're going to say it. It can come through syphilis, but the main reason is apheroma, and that is degeneration of the arterial walls, because fatty deposits are developing there at the arterial walls and then causing them to harden. And to get this way, to prevent it or to make it not that strong, not smoking, exercising, and not overeating. As soon as the condition is suspected, consult the doctor. The cause of congenital aneurysm is not known. If an aneurysm ruptures, emergency surgery is required immediately. Aneurysm in the chest which cause symptoms are serious, and without surgery they may be fatal. Okay, where is it? In the chest with symptoms are serious. So we try to mention it in some place. Those elsewhere remain for many years without causing serious trouble, but when pain or pressure symptoms develop, the risk of rupture has to be balanced carefully against the risk of removal with surgery. If the aneurysm, maybe we're going to mention it, if the aneurysm is somewhere else in the body, then it has to be evaluated. Is that a good word? Balanced. The risk, or it has to be elevated, the risk of surgery or of keeping it stronger. Okay, we have here all together. Aneurysm. Aneurysm is a bulging. Is bulging a correct word? I believe that bulging is a proper word for it. I don't really know what it means, but I think it's bulging. The arterial wall is bulging to the side. A bit like a balloon does it, I think, look. It's most commonly at the aorta. There's also congenital aneurysm. And they can be at other places of the body. When you stay a bit away from it, at other places of the body. And aneurysms can be in different places of the body. Most commonly it's at the aorta, at the heart. And what do we then say? Many are symptomless and are only found randomly. Others cause chest pain because of interfering with your heart or causing shortness of breath. And then the next thing is, let's click on, if an aneurysm at the aorta, at the heart, ruptures, it can be dangerous, and any aneurysm at the aorta which causes symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath is dangerous. If it is somewhere else, then it has to be evaluated. If not, the reasons are aroma, exercising, not smoking, and avoiding overeat. And what are we going to say also? It is fatty deposits at the walls which causes them to harm. Let's start. I'm going to start the camera and let's start. What should use? Swelling of an artery, local swelling of an artery, like a blowout or an inner tube. I think bulging is a proper word for it. I don't really know what bulging means, but I think it is a proper word. Aneurysm. Aneurysms are bulgings of the arterial wall. So the artery just goes peacefully and then it bulges out to one side, like a balloon basically. And they can be congenital at different places in the body, and they can be at different places in the body, but most of the times they are at the aorta from the heart down, and if they are there, they are dangerous. Many of them are symptomless and are only randomly by an X-ray discovered. Others causes chest pain because they're interfering with the function of the heart or shortness of breath. If an aneurysm causes symptoms at the aorta, it is dangerous, and if such an aneurysm ruptures, then it can be fatal. And the main reason for is atheroma. And atheroma, that is when fatty deposits are developing at the arterial walls, causing them to harden. And the 3 reasons named in this book to have not atheroma are to not to smoke, to do exercises, to do fitness, and not to overeat. And such an aneurysm can be removed. If it's somewhere in the body, then it has to be evaluated at the risk of surgery or keeping it bigger. But if it is at the aorta, it is very dangerous. And that is according to Keith Hodgkin's Family Medical Advisor book, page 74, but this is now medical advice. I think something, but I'm not sure if it was important. Whatever, I think I said at least most of it. So I'm going to stop the camera. And that was the medical part. If you were here for medicine, you can go directly to the next part of medicine. If you stay here and participate in the stretching, let's let it out. So, for the stretching, we're having the legs standing around, shoulder wide apart. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And breathe out, go to the side. Breathe again in into the middle. Out over to the other side. Again in. And out the hands down. Next exercise, now 160 acrobat jump. Breathing in. And out one hand slides down the leg and the other shoulder stays down. Breathe again in. And out and take one arm over. Breathe in and over the rib cage. And breathe out back into the middle. Breathe again in. And out, one hand slides down the leg, and the other shoulder stays down. Breathe in. And out, take one arm over. Breathe in, open the rib cage. And out, back into the middle. Now with the legs standing together, we're doing the aeronautic aerobatic aeroplane exercise. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And breathe out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And breathe again out. Again in. And out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And out, one hand up. And both down. Again, the legs shoulders wide apart. And we're doing shoulder circles. Go back. And front. And down. And another round. Back. And front. And down. And no backwards. Front. Back. Down. Again. Front. Up. Back. And down. And now breathe in and lift the shoulders up. And breathe out, let them fall down. Get in. And out. Now breathe in, lift the arms off the apple plucker. And reach high and pretend to take an apple hanging high on an apple branch. So turn it a bit around and then touch it out. And to the next exercise, we shift our legs wide apart, arms up to a T, breathe in. And now go over to one side. Again in. And out to the other side. Again in. And out to the other one. Again in. Out to from last time to one. Again in. And out we're leaning onto the knees with buffalo fighting its hangover exercise. Breathe in. And out one shoulder in front. In and back. Out the other one in front. In and back. Out one in front. In and back. Out the other one in front. In and back. And out we're hanging down, we're doing the Niagara Falls. Just breathe again in from the nose and out from the chest. Again in. And out. Again in. And out, go over the leg. Breathe again in. And out over the other leg. Again in. Out into the middle. And now close the feet and we're doing the salto parallel. Breathe again in. And out. Again in. And out comes slowly with the round back up and make it the top and backwards, shoulder roll. And now the garden pose. The toes are pointing to the outside, we have an underlying space between the heels. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out and sink down. Elbows against the inside of the knees. And breathe in and straighten up. And breathe out and come with the back up. Breathe again in. And out and down. Again in, straighten up. And out another time with the back up. Again in. And out and down. Breathe in, straighten up. And out comes slowly in one straight line upwards. So, let's try the seahorse pose. Have a good standing leg, the heel of a mobile leg on top of a knee of a standing leg. Do this only if you can do it without injuring yourself. Breathe in. And out, and we're sinking down. And we're coming up again, and we're trying it with the other leg. Heel on top of the knee of a standing leg. Breathe again in. And out and sink down. And up again. And we're ending legs wide apart, the trunk igniter, breathe in, go down. And breathe out. Again in. And out. Breathe across the legs. And breathe again out. That was the stretching. I thank you very much and until next time.